So it's been known for quite a while that Ilhan Omar apparently married her own brother to help him gain entry illegally into the country. That's a violation of immigration law. That actually happened, it turns out. And now we're learning the FBI had evidence to confirm it, but didn't do anything about it.
Republican operatives up in Minnesota decided to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on private investigators to really find out if Ilhan Omar was a genetic match, the DNA match, to the man who was her second husband. They went to 3 continents. They found a cigarette butt and a drinking straw, which they sent it to a DNA laboratory and found conclusively that the DNA matched, that the second husband was a sibling, according to this DNA sample.
All right, guys, I have a quick story I wanted to go over with you. House member Ilhan Omar, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, may soon be deported, if that's possible. And I don't know if that's possible. We'll get to the story in a minute, but real quick, I want you to take a second and let me know in the comments, have House members ever been deported? And is it legal to do so? I'm sure we'll run into a lot of conflict over that issue if it comes to that, but I'd be interested to know if you are aware of any time that's ever happened in American history. You'll probably remember a few years ago there was a lot of hullabaloo. Is that a word? Is that a word people use anymore? Over Ilhan Omar fraudulently gaining access to America for lying on her immigration application, saying that her brother was actually her husband. Personally, I don't know, is that legal to be married to your brother? Was she married to her brother? I don't know. If you have a little bit more on that, let me know in the comments, because I'd be interested to learn. I don't pay attention to everything. I try to keep up on a lot of the current events and news, but it comes so fast and so furious, it's impossible to keep up on everything. So I don't have all the details on everything, and I appreciate you guys to let me know what you know. So anyways, I wanted to move into this article today because I think it's fascinating, and it will be interesting to see how this plays out. I have a feeling that the DOJ is looking to deport Ilhan Omar. I'm not sure. And again, I'm not sure if that can even happen. But if you guys know, again, let me know in the comments. So this is an article from Fox News today. DOJ directs U.S. attorneys to seek to revoke citizenship of naturalized Americans over crime. Justice Department memo directs attorneys to target terrorists, human traffickers, and fraudsters in denaturalization proceedings. I don't know about the human traffickers and terrorist aspect of this, but certainly she would seem to fall under the fraudsters. Ilhan Omar would. But we'll see how it plays out. The Justice Department issued a memo directing U.S. attorneys to prioritize and maximally pursue denaturalization proceedings as part of an effort by the Trump administration to crack down on crime. The memo from Assistant Attorney General Brett Shumate states that the denaturalization cases against individuals who pose a potential danger to national security, including those with a nexus to terrorism, espionage, or the unlawful export from the United States of sensitive goods, technology, or information raising national security concerns, are one of the key priorities. The benefits of civil denaturalization include the government's ability to revoke the citizenship of individuals who engaged in the commission of war crimes, extrajudicial killings, or other serious human rights abuses, to remove naturalized criminals, gang members, or indeed any individual convicted of crimes who pose an ongoing threat to the United States, and to prevent a convicted prevent convicted terrorists from returning to U.S. soil or traveling internationally on a U.S. passport, Shoemate wrote. The Department of Justice may institute civil proceedings to revoke a person's United States citizenship if an individual either illegally procured naturalization or procured naturalization by concealment of a material fact or by willful misrepresentation. And that is where this thing with Ilhan Omar falls. And when we get down a little bit further, I want to point something else out to you guys. I hope you stick around, because I think there's something in here that points to the potentially the targeting of Ilhan Omar or someone like her. He added in the June directive, as first reported by Fox News Digital. Shoemate said the Justice Department's Civil Division should prioritize and maximally pursue denaturalization proceedings in all cases permitted by law and supported by the evidence. Okay, so here's the memo, and this is what I was talking about. I didn't think it was coming this quick, but here is the memo, and there's something in here that I found very interesting. Section 2 here says ending anti-Semitism. On January 29, 2025, President Trump issued Executive Order 14188, additional measures to combat anti-Semitism, which established the policy of the United States to combat anti-Semitism vigorously using all available and appropriate legal tools. To prosecute, remove, or otherwise hold accountable the perpetrators of unlawful anti-Semitic harassment and violence, and encourage the Attorney General to employ appropriate civil rights enforcement authorities to combat anti-Semitism. The executive order also reaffirmed Executive Order 13899, combating anti-Semitism. Okay, so here is where it comes into play, because if you will remember back in 2018, I think maybe 2019, 2021 to 2021, somewhere in there, Ilhan Omar had, and I think she probably still has, but though I don't pay a lot of attention to her, she may have still make anti-Semitic comments, but certainly at that time she did, or she was accused of it. And she was called out. This is an article from, I think it was 2019. On Thursday, the House passed a resolution to condemn anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, racism in an effort to tamp down an uproar. Okay, so who started this controversy? In February, Ilhan Omar responded to a tweet from journalist Glenn Greenwald, who posted about House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy threatening to punish Omar and other congresswomen for being critical of Israel. Omar wrote back, "It's about the Benjamins, baby," a line about $100 bills from Puff Daddy's song. Critics jumped on the tweet and said Omar was calling up a negative and harmful stereotype of Jewish Americans. Now, you may think that was more of a hit on Israel, but we all know the stereotype about Jewish people and money, which I don't, may be fair, may not, I don't know, but that provoked the Jewish Democratic Council of America to respond to Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar's decision to publicly repeat an anti-Semitic trope suggesting that Jewish money is directly correlated with public influence is deeply offensive and painful. At a time when anti-Semitism is increasing at home and abroad, it is vital that members of Congress speak out against bigotry in all its forms and not repeat hateful conspiracy theories and tropes targeting any one religion or ethnic group. We have repeatedly condemned Donald Trump and other Republicans for condoning and encouraging anti-Semitism as well as other forms of discrimination, and we hold all public officials to the same standard. We condemn Rep. Omar because her statement represents a form of anti-Semitism that has historically been used to target Jews. We were deeply concerned that a member of Congress would share such a incendiary view, and as a proud member of a religious minority herself, Omar should know better. As a member of Congress, Representative Omar, constituents, and the American people deserve better. So I'll put a link to this in the description, but essentially I think that's where this will come down to her being denaturalized and possibly deported if it's a route that is actually pursued by the Trump administration. So that's all I wanted to go over with that. But this memo said attorneys should pursue denaturalization cases against individuals who committed human trafficking, sex offenses, or violent crimes. See, so it's certainly focused on the worst of the worst offenders. There's no doubt about that. But when we get to the fraud part, it definitely puts Ilhan Omar, I would think, in the crosshairs of a denaturalization process. And those who engaged in various forms of financial fraud against the United States, including paycheck protection programs, loan fraud, and Medicare fraud. It also calls for attorneys to initiate cases against individuals who further or furthered the unlawful enterprise of criminal gangs, transnational criminal organizations, and drug cartels, and individuals who engaged in fraud against private individuals, funds, or corporations. Overall, the memo lists 10 priority categories for denaturalization. 2 days after issuing the memo, the Justice Department said it secured the denaturalization of a convicted collector and distributor of child sex abuse material. Well, that is good. I mean, wonderful. So anyways, that's what I got for you. I just wanted to run over that article and offer my thoughts and ask you guys, has it ever happened that congressional member has been denaturalized and deported, or would this be a first? I really don't know. Have congressional members been arrested and jailed before? I really don't know. I would love to hear from you guys on that. And if you got anything out of this, don't forget to leave a like and please consider subscribing. I will talk to you guys in the comments. Thanks.